This is Junior Roberts from realjuniorroberts.com. In this video, we'll be looking at the basics of using a breadboard, so stay tuned. Okay, so a breadboard is a type of circuit board which allows us to create, design, implement, test, and modify circuits. Now, in order to use a breadboard, there requires some basic understanding of what a breadboard is, and that will allow you to successfully using a breadboard. So here I have an example of a breadboard, and as you can see, it's just from this time, it's just a board with a number of holes. Right now, these holes are used for connecting circuit elements and connecting power supply and that kind of thing, right? So the first set of rows that we look at, or the first set of holes that we look at, are these holes on the opposite side, which are on the far left and on the far right. Now the holes on the far left and those on the far right are what are called our power rails. So they are used to input a power signal, which then goes into the circuit, right? So these holes here, going all the way down, are connected in a single line. So if there's anything that is connected here is also connected down here. So those, as I said, are connected all the way down the length of the breadboard. Likewise, those here, these are connected all the way down. This is the positive rail and this is the negative rail. So we attach our positive pin here and our negative pin here. And the similar is true on this side. So they have quite distinct similarities in that these are our positive rails which connect all the way down, and these are negative rails which connect all the way down. Now the holes in the middle are what are used to connect our circuit elements and interconnect our circuit elements. And as you can see, the inner rails or the inner holes are labeled from A through to J, and from 1 all the way down to about 65. Let's just check that. So it goes all the way down to 65, and these, as I said, are used to interconnect our circuit components. Right, and as you can note, as you notice, there is a gap between the holes from A to E and those from F to J. Right, so that simply means then that the holes on the left side from A to E are not connected to those on the right side from F to J. Now all these holes are connected is that they are connected all the way across. So the holes from 1A, which is this hole here, down to 1E, which is this hole, are connected. So all these holes here are connected across, and then there's a gap here, and then these are connected all the way across, and that goes true for all the holes all the way down to 65. So 10A is connected with 10E and so on and so forth. Right now, the gap here is put in place to allow users to input what are called integrated circuits, which are compact circuit elements which contains more discrete electronic components, right? So the gap here allows us to connect an integrated circuit without shorting out the pin. So for example, let's get some components and try to make some connections. So here are some components. Right now we have a resistor, two resistors, a diode, this is a LED, and a general purpose diode and a switch. Right, so as I was saying, the gap here is for us to allow the connection of integrated circuits. So if I were to get this integrated circuit here, I'll be able to connect it across like that without shorting the pin, because if I were to connect it like this, the pins would have been shorted up, because this pin here would be connected to this pin, and that would cause a short circuit in this integrated circuit. So we place it across here. Basically we straddle it across these two rails. right? So as I was saying, this allows us to connect our circuit components. So let's see if we can actually build a simple circuit. Right, so this is a simple circuit constructed using a breadboard, right? And we can actually apply our positive signal here, which goes through here and is controlled by the switch, and then actually lights up the diode. So let's move away from this a bit and actually look at a real life circuit that I have constructed on the breadboard. Okay, so this is the circuit that I have constructed. So as you can see now, we have the components. We have our switch, a resistor, the LED, and we have some jumper wires which actually moves from the LED over to the negative side. I mean the positive side, the negative side actually. It moves over from the LED to the negative side, and another jumper wire which moves from the positive side over to the switch. And we have our input DC supply, which is supplied from these batteries here, right? So if I were to push this push button, it should activate the circuit. So pushing the push button, we see that the LED glows, right? So this is a simple circuit using a breadboard to kind of familiarize you with what it requires to use a breadboard. So if there was anything in this video that you wish to get further clarification on, please feel free to send me an email to junior@realjuniorroberts.com or post them in the comments. Also, if you like this video, please hit like, and if you think someone might find this valuable, feel free to share it with them on one of your favorite social media platforms. Thank you for watching.